With our MCP now out for the world to use, I thought I'd go through a quick setup video and then also go through a very small workflow just to kind of show what our MCP can do. I won't go through every tool that our MCP has in this video, so I encourage you to check it out and explore the documentation and see everything that our MCP server can do for you and your work. So let's dive into setting up here. So starting off on our dashboard page inside of Keboola, I can click on my profile up here, go to Keboola MCP server. And then once we're here, you can see that there's installation instructions for a few different platforms. So there's Claude, both in the web page and the actual application. There's Cursor, Make, and Windsurf. In this video, I'm going to go through setting it up through Claude in the web page. The setup process is very, very similar for all of the platforms. So it should be, if you have any problems, feel free to reach out to us. But I think watching this video will help you get started in any platform you work with. So with that in mind, it says to click on Settings and Integration. So I'm going to click that, which will open our Claude page here. You can see Keboola is not one of the 4 that are listed, so what we can do is add a custom connector. So to do that, we need to copy the URL here of that, and then paste it in, and then we'll name this Keboola. Of course, you can name it whatever you want. Keboola works for me. Go ahead and click Add there, and you can see that it pops up there and it's disconnected. So we need to click the Connect button. So when I click Connect, it's going to take us to a page that shows all of our projects. And so on this page, you probably only have 1 or 2 projects. If you have as many as me, you definitely win the competition. But so anyways, I'm going to click on my personal one here just to show off how this works. That's great. You can see it shows up down here. So now if I click on a new chat, it's going to say successfully connected, but then you can also click on search and tools here. And if I scroll down, you can see there's Keboola, and you can see there's all of our tools that are included in our MCP server. Get component, get config. Scrolling down, you can query the documentation, you can run a job, so on and so forth there. Again, I'm not going through every single tool in this video, but it's a lot of stuff that our MCP server can do, and I'm excited for you to check them all out once you get to start playing around with it. So I'm going to run a quick workflow here where we're going to download some research papers about MCP. So we're basically going to use the MCP to do some research on MCP. So I'm going to grab that query real quick, or grab that statement just so you don't have to watch me type it out. Paste it in. So you can see, use the Keboola MCP to build me a custom Python component that can pull in all of those papers related to Model Context Protocol or MCP from the past 2 months. Okay, I can go ahead and send this off, and this is going to start running here. And you're going to notice there's a few things that are different than just using an LLM in general. The first thing, it just popped up on our screen, it's going to ask us permission to use each tool that the MCP has. So this one's trying to use Find Component ID. I can allow this once if I want to get this prompt every single time. I'm going to click Allow Always, which again will allow Find Component ID to always work. That's great for security, so if you want to know every single time it's doing something, it'll pop up and tell you, as you see here. So get component, allow always as well. And so the second thing that you'll notice if you're using our MCP with this LLM for the first time that's different than normal LLM usage is you have these little boxes that pop up inside of Claude. So this Find Component ID, that is a Keboola MCP tool. I can expand this, and you can see it's querying for a Python custom component, and there's the one that it found there. And the same thing for get components. There's our custom Python component ID, and then it goes and gets some config examples to see how it should write that up. So it makes sure that it formats it correctly, so it's going to work for us inside of Keboola. And now you can see that it's actually creating a custom Python component that will pull those papers for us. So as this thing is running, you can see. Let me allow that to happen. But you can see there's the component ID. There's the name of it. It even generates a description for you. So it's telling you what it's doing, which is, as a data person, is really, really great because I hate writing descriptions for things. So it does that for you, which is wonderful. There's our packages. And then there's the code that's actually running to grab this. So, of course, if you want to fine-tune anything on your own, you have the ability to do that. So you can see it's created that component. I can come back into Keboola, go to my components, and you can see there is that MCP paper extractor. You can see it was changed a second ago, but you can also see on the right side of the screen that it was last used a few seconds ago, created by the MCP server. So it's telling you that, hey, Steven's using the MCP server, and it's actually using the MCP server versus me doing it inside the UI, which is really great visibility. You can see what's happening inside of our inside of Claude now. It's running the job. It's getting the job details. So if I go to jobs over here. You can see there's the custom Python. It's running this. You can see it's still in the process of running. So it hasn't finished yet. So what's going to happen in MCP is it's going to run that job, and then it's going to keep calling that get job status until we get a finished status of success or failure, which you can see is happening here with all the get jobs. So there we go. So now if we can see now it's a success, which is why now in Claude has actually came back in and actually said, hey, this is done. And so you can see there's our component ID, configuration ID. It's telling us, and then it actually breaks down what it's doing, which is really great. So it's telling us, it searches it using these search terms. So there's the 6 search terms. And then it filters by the past 2 months. So it's telling us these things because now if you wanted to fine tune this a bit more and say, hey, like, I like that it pulled in some of these things, but maybe like the papers that came in for context window are not what we're looking for. You can come back into the MCP and say, hey, like, take out the context window part of this. It'll go back in and edit that component for you and take that out, and then you can rerun it, which is really great. So now I want to go in and actually show you what happened inside of Keboola. So this ran, you can see this ran successfully. So now I should be able to go inside of storage. All right, so now I should be able to go into the storage part of Keboola and actually look at the data that the MCP got from the papers. So now I can go to this bucket, and you can see the bucket that was last changed a minute ago, which is great. So I can come into here. This is going to load up, and you can see if I go to data sample, it's going to show that we have some tables here, some MCP papers that we would have expected that we had at this point, which is great. So that looks great. And so I want to show one more thing here. If you want a bit more of a security audit to see everything that's going on, you can go into the events tab inside of storage. I mean, you can actually see like, hey, like this table preview was fetched. But what I really want to show is like right here, this Keboola MCP server tool. It kind of has a green outline of everything the MCP does so that you can see what's going on with just the MCP as well. And you can actually search just MCP as well, just to show off just those events. But yeah, hopefully this kind of gets your brain rolling on what our MCP server can do. Again, if you have any really great use cases that you end up building out with our MCP server in Keboola, please share them with us. We'd love to see them. But have fun exploring, and we'll be happy to see what you guys build in the future.